Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Have you heard about the theory that aliens are behind the construction of the ancient pyramids? It's a popular idea from science fiction and conspiracy theories, but the truth is, this notion is not only baseless, also deeply disrespectful to the incredible ingenuity and skill of the ancient Egyptian civilization. In this video, we'll explore the facts about how the pyramids were built and why it's crucial to give credit where credit is due. The alien theory. First, let's address the alien theory. Some people claim that the pyramids are too precise and complex to have been built by humans, especially with the technology available at the time. They argue that only advanced alien technology could have achieved such a feat. However, this idea has been repeatedly debunked by historians, archaeologists, and engineers. The evidence. So how do you know the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids? Well, there's a wealth of evidence that points to their incredible architectural skills and innovative construction techniques. Let's dive into some of the most compelling proof. Tool marks. The stones used in the pyramids bear clear marks of the tools used by the ancient Egyptians. Copper chisel marks show precise, parallel lines used to cut and shape limestone blocks. Granite blocks display straight, deep cuts made by bronze saws, a technology the Egyptians had mastered. The bottom faces of many blocks have grooves and scratches, indicating they were dragged on wooden rollers or sleds. Notches and levers. The Egyptians used a sophisticated system of notches, ramps, and levers to move and lift heavy stone blocks into place. Many blocks have notches or protrusions that allow them to be maneuvered using levers and ropes. Remains of large ramps have been found at the pyramid construction sites. They were used to transport the stones up the growing pyramids. Rope marks and wood fragments at the site demonstrate the use of levers and pulleys to precisely lift and position blocks. Granite and limestone mixing. Pyramid builders strategically used different types of stone based on the properties and availability. The majority of the stones are limestone, which was readily available and easier to cut and transport. The outer layers were built with fine white limestone for a smooth finish. Harder stones, like granite, were used more sparingly, mainly for structural elements like the burial chamber and the passages. The mix of granite and limestone in these areas shows deliberate choices based on the stone's strength. Interestingly, while the outer casing stones were cut and fitted with great precision, the inner stones were often more roughly cut and randomly placed, suggesting that the builders prioritized the outer appearance while using a more efficient manner for the hidden inner chambers. Simplicity. Another reason to question the alien hypothesis is the relative simplicity of the pyramids compared to what might have been expected from a higher, advanced extraterrestrial civilization. Technological expectations. If aliens had visited Earth and decided to build structures, it's reasonable to assume that they would have used their advanced technology to create something far beyond the capabilities of human civilization at the time. The pyramids, while impressive, are relatively simple in design compared to what one might expect from a spacefaring species. Materials and methods. The pyramids were built with materials and methods that were readily available to the ancient Egyptians, such as limestone, copper tools, and ramps. If aliens had been involved, we might expect to see the use of a more advanced material or construction technique that was way beyond the scope of human technology at the time. Lack of advanced features, the pyramids, while structurally impressive, do not exhibit any features or capabilities that suggest the involvement of an advanced alien technology. There's no signs of anti-gravity, force fields, or other sci-fi elements that we might associate maybe with an extraterrestrial engineering consistency. So the evidence shows that the pyramids were built using techniques and technologies that were well within the capabilities of the ancient Egyptians. The idea that aliens would have limited themselves to building these structures and make sure that they were consistent with the human abilities at the time is very unlikely. The relative simplicity of the pyramids compared to what we might expect casts further doubt on the idea aliens were responsible for their construction. The structures are entirely consistent with the capabilities and the motivations of the ancient Egyptians, making the alien hypothesis unnecessarily and completely impossible. Evidence of pured blocks. So, while many of the pyramid stones were indeed cut and transported from quarries nearby, there's compelling evidence that some of the blocks were actually poured in place using a form of concrete. Analysis of some of the limestone blocks has revealed that they contain a mixture of limestone fragments, clay, and water, similar to a form of ancient concrete. This suggests that the Egyptians may have used poured concrete techniques for certain parts of the pyramids. The poured concrete blocks have a slightly different consistency and appearance compared to the ones cut from limestone blocks in a quarry. They tend to be more irregular in shape and have a rougher texture, which is consistent with poured construction methods. Using limestone concrete for some of the blocks would have been more efficient and flexible in construction methods, especially for filling in gaps and creating a stable core. This technique could have been used in conjunction with cut stones for outer layers for and with structural elements. The technique of poured concrete adds another layer of sophisticated construction technique employed by the ancient Egyptians. It demonstrates their ability and ingenuity in using different methods to build these incredible structures. Quarries and logistics. The ancient Egyptians sourced their stones from quarries near the pyramid sites and had a complex logistical system for transporting the blocks. Many stones have quarry marks, indicating that their origin of the team of workers who cut them pointed to a well maintained and managed workforce. Archaeologists have found remains of the roads, the ramps, and the canals used to transport the stones from the quarries to the sites, further highlighting the fact that the Egyptians had advanced engineering and planning capabilities. Worker settlements and records. The discovery of large worker settlements near the pyramid sites, along with written records and hieroglyphs detailing the construction process, provides strong evidence of a human workforce behind the pyramids. The remains of worker villages, including housing, bakeries, breweries, and even medical facilities, paint a picture of a large, well organized community of builders. Ancient Egyptian texts, papyri, inscriptions provide extensive details about the construction process itself, as well as knowledge about the different workers, the slaves, the names of some of the overseers, and the architects involved. Now let's look at why attributing the pyramids to aliens is disrespectful. The ancient Egyptians were a highly advanced civilization with incredible knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, engineering, and architecture. Building the pyramids was a monumental feat that required immense skill, planning, and dedication. To suggest that aliens were responsible robs the Egyptians of the credit for their remarkable achievements. The God of the Gaps fallacy. It is a logical error where people attribute unexplained phenomena to natural causes. Often, a god or deity or aliens, simply because there is a gap in their current understanding of a task. Applying the fallacy reasoning to construction of the pyramids and concluding that aliens must have built them because we don't understand the process is illogical for several reasons. Well, that concludes the video. I think we'll wrap it up here. Um, Please give me a like and subscribe. And if you don't, may the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your armpits.
Ew, gross!